I've been getting requests to see a recipe in full step-by-step on the Thermomix, kind of like a mini demo. So here we go. We're going to be making some hot cross buns. So you press start cooking on the front page. And as you can see during this first step of adding the bread flour, there's a built-in scale and it actually weighs the amount for you and it tells you what you need to add in. So I hit next and we're going to be adding some lemon or orange peel. I happen to have some organic orange peel for this recipe. So put that inside and we're going to blend it up on speed 9. It goes up to speed 10. And here you have fresh orange flour. So the next step is going to be transferring the orange flour into another bowl and adding in some milk. So again, as you can see, the scale is weighing out the milk for you, and sometimes it'll still have you add things in teaspoons. So we're going to be adding 3 teaspoons of active dry yeast into our mixing bowl. And the next step is placing the lid on top of the Thermomix, and the settings are already on there for you when you click next. So it's going to be heating this to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the recommended optimal temperature for yeast to proof, for 2 minutes. So after that, you can go ahead and add your flour back in. And at this point, it's already weighed out, so it doesn't weigh it again for you. So go ahead and hit next and add some extra flour in there. And now it's weighing it for you again, since this is a new measurement. A pinch of salt. And then it's telling us to add a certain amount of butter in ounces. Again, it'll weigh that for you once you place it into the mixing bowl. And then you can go ahead and add the sugar, which again, it's weighing for you. Don't forget to tare your scale if it's not at 0 when you start. Then the next step is adding an egg. So one thing I love is that you can never miss ingredients, because every time you hit next, it tells you what your next ingredient is, so you can't miss anything. So next we're adding a few teaspoons of cinnamon, a few teaspoons of allspice. I love the amount of spice in this hot cross buns recipe. It's so delicious. And then next here, we're blending on speed 7. So we're not kneading this dough, we're just mixing everything together at a high speed. So we're going to add the raisins in before we knead the dough. You can use a spatula to help scrape some of that dough on the side down before you knead everything together. So that screen, when you hit next, shows a little wheat sign, and that is the dough kneading function. So it's already preset to a few minutes, and it's going to knead the dough for you. So next on the screen, which doesn't show here, it has you lightly flour a surface and form 9 balls out of the dough. Once you've formed your balls out of the dough, go ahead and place them on a baking sheet, which it tells you on the next step on the Thermomix screen, and let it rise for about an hour, and then bake it. It will tell you the temperature and the minutes and everything. And then next you're going to brush it with a sugar water mixture, and then we're going to be making the frosting. So the glaze is made of milk and sugar. Again, it lets you weigh it in and tells you exactly how much to put. And then it recommends putting it in a piping bag. I usually have these little Ziploc bags laying around, and they're easier for me to just pop the small amount in there and cut a little hole, and then you can make the crosses on the top out of the glaze. And it tells you to do that as well once the hot cross buns are cooled off, so that the glaze doesn't melt off. And there you have your hot cross buns. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow me for more.